I've been cutting my grass for 20 minutes now and I haven't got up. This is great. It does seem that robot lawnmowers are no longer a luxury, but which one is right for you? Today, I'll be comparing all of the features of the Luba Mini and the Yuka Mini to allow you to decide which one deserves a place in your garden. As far as setup goes, both of these are very easy to get started with. The lawnmowers themselves come fully assembled, so there's nothing that you're going to need to sort of configure there. The charging dock, however, does need to be put together. It comes in 2 separate parts and can be attached using 4 of the supplied screws. You are obviously going to need to plug in that charging dock. Really shocking how much they pull that down, actually. Earth screws, who'd have thought? And you'll probably find that you do need to charge up your lawnmower before it's ready to do your first cut. Whilst you've got your lawnmower charging, you can be setting up your receiver. And I've got to say, the receiver itself is pretty cool. It comes with this stand here that can be used to either attach it to a wall. For example, you could have it here fixed to a workshop or the side of your house. There is an angler on the top here that you can turn, and that will allow you to turn this just to 90 degrees. You want to make sure that this is always facing up to the sky like I'm holding it now. Or you can use the supplied metal spike and just bang this right into the grass. So you will need to plug in both the base for your robot mower as well as your receiver. And if you are putting your receiver right next to where you've got your base, you only need to use 1 plug. It is worth pointing out though that if you do want to have your receiver, say, up on the wall of your house, then they have included a separate charger and cable, which means that you can plug it in wherever you need it to be. Both of these lawnmowers are compatible with the garage that can be bought as an optional extra. And if you don't want to buy one, you can check out this video where I made my own.
Let it. Ow, that hit my bar.
And when it comes to setting up the lawnmower, there is an app that you can download. The first thing you'll need to do is click the add button and then find your lawnmower. You can then connect it to your local Wi-Fi, which is going to give it all the connections it needs. And you'll also need to connect your wireless receiver to that same Wi-Fi connection. After you've got your lawnmower set up and connected to the Wi-Fi, you are then ready to map out the task area, which is essentially the process of controlling your lawnmower around the perimeter of your lawn, just so it knows the boundaries of the area that you want it to cut. And now I've got that area fully mapped out on my phone. I can click mow, select the area that I've just drawn out, and it should start to mow the lawn. It's doing it! It's mowing my grass! And it's got to be said, my initial impressions are it's very good. Both the Luba Mini and the Yuka Mini managed to cut my entire lawn, which is around 400 square meters, on a single charge, no problem at all. When it comes to edge cutting, they got impressively close to the boundary, pretty much as close as I can normally get with my manual mower. You will, however, still need to get a manual strimmer out to do the very edges of your lawn. As far as I'm aware, they haven't figured out how to get a robot to do this yet, but hey, there's still time. Both mowers found their way back to the dock without any issues, and the finish they left on the lawn is genuinely impressive. The lines are so clean and precise, it honestly looks like it's been cut by a professional. That satellite controlled mapping isn't just marketing fluff, it really works. I mean, honestly, look at this lawn. It's like a golf green. It's beautiful. And I've got to say, I have purposely left my grass about 3 weeks to grow, because I knew I was going to be reviewing this, and I'm really surprised at how it is just chewing this up. I mean, honestly, it's doing a better job than my electric Makita lawnmower. I better move out the way. Oh, which reminds me, if you do stand in its way, it'll go around you. That's good. One of the first things that you will notice, other than visually, they do look a fair bit different, is that this one has a spinny dial on the top to allow you to manually control the height of your grass. On the Luba, you can still fully adjust the height of the trim, but you do all of that within the app. You actually get 6 blades on the Luba and 5 on the Yuka. Not that I've really noticed a difference in their cutting capabilities, in all honesty. The Yuka only has 2 powered wheels, and there are 2 more underneath. So it's very much a rear wheel drive. So it's very much a rear wheel drive mower, whereas the Luba does have 4 very large wheels and it is all wheel drive. So it is capable of getting over some much steeper gradients, as well as getting itself out of some stickier situations. And due to all of those 4 powered wheels, you are going to find a larger battery within the Luba. However, that won't increase the cutting capacity. This is still only going to cut around 800 square meters before it will need to dock itself to recharge. The Luba does have a slightly smaller battery, but that's because it's only powering the 2 wheels. And in theory, you're going to get one of these if you have a flatter lawn, which is going to be less demanding on it. Right now, the Yuka will set you back £849, whereas the Luba Mini will set you back £1,499. Both are brilliant machines, but which one you choose should depend on your garden. If you've got a simple lawn without many obstacles, the Yuka is a fantastic budget-friendly option. But if your garden slopes, has particularly tough terrain, or has tricky patches, the raw all-wheel drive power of the Luba is probably going to be worth the extra spend. Starting off with pros. Firstly, the build quality of both of these machines is top tier. I can talk from experience, and I've had the Luba 2 now for about a year and a half, and that thing is still going very strong. So I know that these will last a very long time. Secondly, I know it is always a bit of a worry when you buy a Chinese manufactured product, but I can say from experience that the support I've received from Motion, which manufactures both of these lawnmowers, has been top tier, and I've usually got a reply within about 24 hours. And lastly, I do want to call out how easy both of these are to set up, as well as set the perimeter on the app. If you've been put off by buying something like this because you're a bit of a technophobe, you don't need to worry. Honestly, it is incredibly simple and you're very unlikely to run into any issues setting these up. In terms of areas for improvement, firstly, the app does have some questionable English in there. Motion, if you are watching, I'd recommend partnering with someone that is fluent in English just to nail out all of those issues. Also, whilst I'm talking about the app, it feels only right to mention that a couple of times when using these, I've had some connectivity issues. Yeah, sometimes when I try to do this over Wi-Fi from the living room, it just doesn't pick it up. So I have to come out here and just reconnect by Bluetooth. It doesn't take that long, but it is a bit annoying. There we go. So that's working now.
Start working.
Lovely. Now, reconnecting it usually takes about 1 or 2 minutes, so it's not a huge pain. And I've only experienced this about 1 in 10 times of using it, but I didn't want to not mention it. And lastly, something that has annoyed me, to be quite honest, is the fact that these cannot reverse themselves into their dock if you put them down a narrow pathway. So here I've got a shed and a vegetable patch, and originally I had this dock sat right up against that water butt there. But when I did that, the lawnmower wasn't able to reverse itself. Sounds such a tight gap, so I've had to bring that forwards. It seems to need quite a wide berth to actually do that. So you end up having to put it in a fairly odd place within your garden. Whereas if I put the charging dock somewhere like this, it's had absolutely no issues reversing itself in.
Start charging.
Hopefully this video has allowed you to decide which one of these lawnmowers is best suited to your garden. If it did, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and you can watch me build a garage for them by clicking here next. Until next time, happy building.